Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica McDonald. I'm a knitting pattern designer and today I'm going to show you how to do the Kitchener stitch. The Kitchener stitch is used to join two live edges of knitting in a seamless fashion. You can see here I've got a little circle. I'm pretending this is the toe of the sock because Kitchener stitch is often used to graft the toes of socks. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your knitting laid, the two edges together, the two live edges that you're joining together. The wrong side of your fabric is going to be together and the right side is going to be out. If you're on a circular needle, you'll just use both needles of your circular needle, or you can use two separate needles. Put your two sets of live stitches onto your needles so that they're ready to work. We're going to push them up to the edge of the needle. So we're going to work from over here and we're going to work over to the left, just like if you were working knitting as usual. Then we're going to take our tapestry needle. If you are doing this and you have a nice long end, working end you can use the working end so you don't have to weave in as many ends. I'm using a different color yarn so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. So you're going to take your threaded tapestry needle and first we're going to work some setup stitches. So this is your front needle. The needle that's towards you is your front needle. The one that's away from you is your back needle. So you're going to go through the first stitch on the front needle as if to purl. So you're going to take your tapestry needle and put it through like you're going to purl that first stitch. And you're going to draw it through. If you're using your working yarn that's still attached, make sure you're pulling it so that it's tight. I'm going to leave a little tail here. You're going to leave this stitch on the needle. Now we're going to go through the first stitch on the back needle as if to knit. So we're going to bring our tapestry needle through it like we're knitting and pull the yarn through. Those are our setup stitches. And now we're going to start working the rhythm of Kitchener stitch. So we're going to come back to the front needle. You're going to go through the first stitch on the front needle as if to knit. And you're going to remove it. You're going to drop it off the needle. Then you're going to go through the new first stitch on the front needle as if to purl, and we're going to leave this stitch on the needle. Then we're going to go to the back stitch, and we're going to go through the first stitch on the back needle as if to purl. Pull the yarn through and remove that stitch from the needle. Then we're going to go to our new first stitch on the back needle and we're going to go through it as if to knit, and we're going to leave it on the needle. I'm going to pull this through so that it's sitting properly. There we go. Now we're going to work that whole set of steps over again. So back to the front needle. First stitch as if to knit and drop it off. Second stitch as if to purl and leave it on. Then we move to the back needle. First stitch on the back needle you go through as if to purl and you drop it off the needle. Now your new first stitch you go through as if to knit and you leave it on the needle. Back to the front needle, knit, oops, kick it off, then we go purl, leave it on, then we come around to the back needle and then we go through the first one as if to purl. Slipping here, I'm going to scooch my stitches up a bit, as if to purl, kick it off, then through your new first stitch as if to knit, leave it on, back to the front needle. The first stitch as if to knit, kick it off. Now your new first stitch you're going to go through as if to purl, but you're going to leave it on. Whoop. I caught my yarn on my needle there. Now we're going to go to the back needle and you're going to go through the first stitch on the back needle as if to purl, kick it off, the next one as if to knit, leave it on, back to the front, knit, I keep getting tangled, kick it off after you knit, then you purl the next one and leave it on, back to your back needle, you're going to purl, nope, yes, you're going to purl, sorry, I forgot there for a moment. You're going to go through the first stitch as if to purl, and you'll kick it off, go through the next stitch as if to knit. And you just continue in this fashion all the way across. I don't think you need to watch me do the rest of them, but I want to show you here. We're now joining our 2 live pieces of knitting with another. The join here, worked in the darker colored yarn, looks exactly like a knit stitch. So you're able to entirely seamlessly join your 2 live pieces of knitting together, and it looks just like the knitting continues unstopped. And that is how you work the Kitchener stitch. If your Kitchener stitch join is kind of funny, it's too tight or too loose, you can go through and kind of wiggle the stitches and pull your thread back and forth, because you want to make sure that the tension of your Kitchener stitch join matches the tension of the surrounding fabric. I've done pretty good here with my Kitchener stitch as I've been working, and it looks pretty much the same size as the rest of the stitches. So if you're going to adjust the size of it, you just come through and you can just pull the legs and move them. So now I'm tightening it up as I move the yarn through. Just pulling it with my tapestry needle. Or you would do the opposite to loosen it up. You'd start from the opposite end and pull some extra slack into your stitches. And you can adjust it to match the tension of your surrounding fabric. So there I've tightened the whole join up a little bit. And that's how it looks when it's finished. It's entirely smooth and entirely seamless. So that is how you knit the Kitchener stitch, or work the Kitchener stitch rather.